Hello and welcome. If you are new here, my name is Naomi, and if you aren't new here, then welcome back. I am an online coach and this is my third Hyrox season, and I'm here to help you get through your first Hyrox season. You've probably seen this race all over your social media, so let's get straight into it. What the heck is Hyrox? So Hyrox is a global fitness race that combines both running and functional workout stations, where you run 1 kilometre followed by 1 functional workout station, and this is repeated 8 times. The great thing about Hyrox is that the race stays consistent across the world, which brings a sense of community, but it also means that you can compare your own races and see your progress across different destinations, and it also provides a competitiveness for those who are in it for the competition. So let's go through the stations. You'll start every single race with 1 kilometre of running. These runs are done in laps and often around a hall or stadium, and the amount of laps will differ from race to race depending on the course or the size of the hall. So after your first kilometre, you'll go into station 1. This is a 1,000 metre ski erg. The second station you'll be going into is the 50 metre sled push. This is one station you definitely want to make sure you're prepared for and you have done in training. And you want to test this for your technique and to make sure you can actually push a sled, but it's also important to make sure you test out your shoes, make sure you've got ones where your feet aren't sliding out of them. My favourite are the Puma Nitro Elite. Your third station is going to be the 50 metre sled pull. I would argue this is probably one of the hardest stations in my opinion. In this one, you're working your glutes, back and biceps and your entire core. After the sled pull, it might seem like hell, but you've got 80 metres of burpee broad jumps. I promise this is a race that you're going to love. After this point, you're just on that downward peak. You've hit the top of the mountain, you're halfway, and it's all downhill from there. And I just like to kind of tick it off that I'm literally one step closer. Your fifth station marks the second half of your race, and this is the 1,000 metre row. After your 1,000 metre row, you'll be going into 200 metre farmers carries, followed by 100 metre sandbag lunges, which is a burner for the legs. And to finish off, you have 100 wall balls. The wall balls are your final station. For female open, it used to be 75 wall balls, but this has increased this season to 100 wall balls. There are no runs after the wall balls, except over the finish line, and you've done it. The rock zone is the bit in between your run lap and the station. So when you go in, there's a little area before you then go into the station that is next. That is your rock zone. You do get timed in the rock zone, and it does contribute to your overall time in the race. So do make sure that you aren't just using this as a rest and you are actually still using this as work. And I would recommend that in training, you're not just training those 1 kilometre intervals, but you're kind of doing 1.2 to 1.4, because that's realistically how much running you're doing in between each station. Hyrox is an accessible sport for everyone, whether you are a beginner doing your first ever race or an experienced competitor. When you turn up on a race day, you'll notice people from different ages and abilities racing. And the beauty of the sport is you have no idea where or how people are doing in the race due to the nature of the waves and the different categories going on. If you are taking the longest, no one's going to know. It's not like a road race where you can see that you are the last person. So let's go into the Hyrox categories and which one you should do first. So there are 4 categories. You've got open, pro, double and relay, and then these are further categorized into female, male and mixed. So in a singles race, you'll have 4 divisions: women's opens, women's pros, men's open and men's pros. In the doubles, you have the women's doubles open, the women's doubles pro, the mixed doubles, the men's doubles open and the men's doubles pro. And the relay, you have women's relay, men's relay and the mixed relay. In the women's open single, the women's opens doubles and the women's relay, they are all the same weight. So you'll have 102 kg sled push, 78 kg sled pull, 2 times 16 kg kettlebells for farmers carries, 10 kg sandbag lunges and a 4 kg wall ball. For women's pro single, women's doubles pro, men's open, men's relays and mixed double and the mixed relay all follow the same weight categories, which is 152 kg sled push, 103 kg sled pull, 2 times 24 kg kettlebells for farmers carries, 20 kg sandbag lunges and the 6 kg wall balls. Finally, you have the men's pros single and the men's pros doubles. For the sled push, it's 202 kg. For the sled pull, it's 153 kg. They'll be carrying 2 32 kg kettlebells for the farmers carries. They'll have a 30 kg sandbag lunge and a 9 kg wall ball. So what race should you do? So on the Hyrox website, there is actually a questionnaire that you can complete which asks the questions about your fitness levels and gives you a recommendation of where to start based on that. I personally would always start with an open doubles race. It's not only fun, but you have someone to share the experience with and the load, and therefore it makes it a little bit easier. My outlook on races and fitness is not to rush to the end destination and always strive for progress. If you start on open doubles, you might then progress to singles and thereafter you might progress to pros. But of course, there's nothing stopping you from trying a few different types of races within a season, and ultimately it depends on your goals and your why. Just make sure you're being sensible about your approach and make sure that you're not going to do anything that's going to injure yourself long term. And now you have an idea of what Hyrox is and what category you should be looking at entering. How do you actually get a ticket? Getting Hyrox tickets have become a little bit like trying to get an Oasis ticket. It's near impossible, but don't let this discourage you. My key tips would be to always buy your tickets from the Hyrox website, or there is a Facebook group with a good reputation called Rox Tickets. They sell and swap tickets that people no longer want. And a lot of tickets do come up closer to the race day due to injuries. The rise in popularity in Hyrox does mean that there are people trying to take advantage of this opportunity. Make sure you're always buying from somebody you know or a Hyrox affiliated place. But you can find all races on the Hyrox website, and if you sign up to their newsletter and follow their Instagram, you'll find out about new races and new releases. In the UK, tickets have become so popular that most races use a ballot entry system now, a little bit like the London Marathon, and you often have a good few days or a week to enter this ballot, so there's no need to rush as soon as it's released. If you are in the UK and you are struggling to get tickets, why not try and enter another race in Europe and make a little trip out of it? It's a great excuse for exploring a new city, and if you're doing doubles, it's a perfect girls getaway or couples trip. That is Hyrox and how to enter. I hope you have found this video useful. In my next video, I'm going to go through how to prepare for your first Hyrox, but if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them below in the comments and I'd be happy to help. You can also find me on Instagram at NaomiClareFit, where I share more Hyrox tips and free resources to help you on your journey. If you've got this far and you found this video useful, please consider liking. This helps push out my page to more people who, like yourself, may find this useful. And if you don't want to miss another video, make sure you are subscribing. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next one.